Good day, everyone, and thanks to everybody who's joined us today for this webinar. The topic for today's session is streamlining incident management with the Squadcast and ServiceNow bidirectional integration. In today's session, we'll be diving into the benefits of this integration and we'll showcase how it can optimize your ServiceNow implementation, highlighting its key features and operational benefits. All right, so before we dive in, a quick round of introductions. All right. I'm joined today by Modi, a product manager who's contributed his expertise to enrich our product growth here at Squadcast. I'm also joined by Vishal, who brings his expertise as a PMA at Squadcast, adding valuable insights to our discussion today. I'm Rahul. I'll be your host for today's session. I'm a PMM at Squadcast, and I'm really excited to be sharing this update with you all today. And so just going over a quick overview of today's agenda, we'll be looking at the overview of the integration itself between Squadcast and ServiceNow. We look at its significance and the operational benefits it offers. We'll also dive into some of the important use case, illustrating how Squadcast can elevate incident management within ServiceNow. Following this will be the main event, a practical demonstration showing you how to set up this integration and how it addresses the challenges highlighted in our use case. All right. So before we begin, just a few notes. The chat is open, so feel free to drop all your questions in the Q&A as well as use the chat to add your comments. In case we miss any of your questions, we'll be sure to circle back to them at the end of the webinar. So yeah, please feel free to use the chat. We'd love to hear your thoughts through all this. Okay. So before we dive into the session itself, we'd love to um, get a few inputs from our audience today itself. So we'd love to know what challenges have you encountered while using ServiceNow for incident management. The first challenge being alert overload, struggling with manual on-call alerting and escalations, limited and inefficient incident response capabilities, difficulty in stakeholder communication and monitoring SLOs, or if you faced all of these challenges, just hit all of the above. So you should be able to see the poll window on your screen. Just select an option and we'll look at what results will be the same. All right, I think we can end the poll now. Okay, so looks like alert overload and struggling with manual on-call alerting and escalation has gotten the maximum vote. So yes, this is a challenge that we see with a lot of our clients across the globe, and this is something that we'll also look at specifically how this integration addresses as well. So moving on, let's just take a quick look at what this integration looks like at an overview. So Squadcast and ServiceNow integration aims to drive operational excellence with a unified approach to incident management. ServiceNow, as we all know, serves as a robust ITSM tool for change management, ticketing management, as well as event aggregation. And it's essential to organizations to streamline their operations. And with this integration with Squadcast, businesses can unlock a new host of capabilities, enhancing efficiency and agility across various domains. This being a bidirectional integration between ServiceNow and Squadcast, it offers a symbiotic a relationship between the two products. And this combines ServiceNow's robust capabilities with Squadcast's advanced incident management and reliability automation features. By leveraging event aggregation, correlation, on-call management, and the platform is essentially built around SRE practices. So this gives you access to AI and ML capabilities as well, which allows teams to enhance operational efficiency as well as reduce downtime, resulting in superior services to end users. So with ServiceNow and Squadcast working in tandem, teams can achieve heightened resilience and agility in their IT operations, contributing to overall business growth, especially considering the present highly volatile landscape. So let's just take a quick look now at the benefits overall of this integration. So this being a bidirectional integration, incidents can be created in either platform and automatically sync to the other. And this eliminates the end for manual data entry. Seamless information sharing, so notes, attachments, and any other information can easily be shared between the two platforms, improving cross-team collaboration and communication. Unified communication channels, incident-specific Slack channels can be created from ServiceNow, ensuring that all communication remains centralized and relevant. Automated value assignment. So leveraging Squadcast payload, the integration automates the assignment of values to incident fields, and this streamlines the process and aligns with Squadcast tagging rules on ServiceNow as well. Uh, and this integration also allows users to easily trigger manual webhooks from ServiceNow to initiate specific actions within Squadcast. This enhances flexibility and also enables customized incident management workflows. Right, so these are overall the benefits of this integration. Now, I'd like to hand over to Vishal, who will walk us through the flow of data between ServiceNow and Squadcast.
Hey, thank you, Rahul. And hello, everyone who's joined us for this webinar today. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at how events that later get created into incidents in Squadcast and ServiceNow, how do they flow into Squadcast? So events that are triggered can come into Squadcast in multiple ways, two to be specific. It can be in the form of your monitoring or observability tools, right? Or your in-house applications or databases, which then get probably marked as incidents in Squadcast, or they can also flow in from your service desk tools or ServiceNow, which can be from your monitoring tools or can be human created as well. For example, you can go ahead and create an event in ServiceNow, which can later be as an incident. So once these incidents flow into Squadcast, they go through the process of incident management as planned. They can be worked on in terms of noise reduction, right? Deduplication and suppression, and then probably alerted to the right folks through different mediums, right? Right, like an email, push notifications, phone call, or maybe an SMS. And once the incident response process starts, they go through the standard procedure of right people getting acknowledged, folks can collaborate, communicate, and then try and respond or resolve the incidents that are there on the plate. You can also retrospect and do quite a lot of other things like automating some of your manual tasks that you'd rather not want to do, right? Or probably look at some of the incident related information in terms of analytics that Squadcast supports, or even probably keep your stakeholders notified or have access to our status pages for all the updates. So that is how incidents flow into Squadcast and then are dealt with. Let's now go ahead and take a look at a use case where we can understand how you can efficiently perform incident management using Squadcast and ServiceNow bidirectional integration. For that, let's assume a problem. Imagine a situation where you are a part of an incident response team that is juggling with alerts from diverse tools, right? Like we saw in the poll, alert overload is a challenge for a lot of people. And one of the problems with it is different environments, different teams deal with different kinds of monitoring tools, right? And organizing all the alerts from these different sources can be a challenge, right? Another challenge can be having to sit through manually creating incidents, right? Especially in times when you are in thick of things and there are too many incidents coming in, which can be a pain. You might also struggle with sharing vital information when again you're dealing with critical incidents. So this can eventually lead to delays in resolution and might impact your reliability, resulting in unhappy customers, right? Something that you do not want. So how does this Squadcast ServiceNow integration help here, right? First and foremost, it can help you automate incident creation in both platforms, ServiceNow and Squadcast, something that can help you reduce your resolution time. This does not mean that you cannot continue to create incidents manually. We understand that there's certain fraction of incidents for which you would want to go ahead and create these incidents manually. And this is where Squadcast also gives you the option of doing it manually if need be. You can also eliminate information silos using this integration because it helps you sync your statuses, right? Be it incident statuses or probably keeping in information in terms of the attachments that you have, the communication channels that you're dealing with. So you get a complete view, or you're always posted with information when it comes to dealing with context for your incidents. Uh, what this integration also helps you do is basically have right people at the right time and in right place, right? So you can always divert these incidents, or basically allocate them to right people by using Squadcast ServiceNow bidirectional integration, and that will again help you save some important resolution time. In order to get better visibility or complete picture of your services, or the incidents in general, what Squadcast does is with this integration, you can link your Squadcast services to your ServiceNow configuration items and get the whole picture of things. So yeah, these are some of the benefits that you can probably get out of this integration. But then there are other benefits that you can also look at it. I mean, if you are using ServiceNow for your incident response, you might come across situations where you have to deal with challenges like integrating with different ChatOps tools. And at times, these integrations might fall short when it comes to your incident response requirements. And this is where Squadcast helps with its sophisticated integrations with ChatOps tools like Slack, MS Teams, and etc. Um, alert overload. Again, when you have so many alerts coming in, it is important you're able to prioritize right alerts, right? So by using advanced alert aggregation that Squadcast provides, it's easier to basically uh, have these alerts sent to the right folks, these incidents sent to the right folks, and then you can save the valuable time that you're looking at. Um, I did see a lot of people also vote for on-call alerting and escalation, right? And doing this manually can again be a pain. So Squadcast can help you automate these processes as well. And finally, if you want to meet your SLAs, it's important you're tracking your SLOs properly and keeping your stakeholders updated with all the information that is there, right? So Squadcast does offer strong capabilities when it comes to SLO monitoring and probably keeping your stakeholders updated with notifications. And we also have status-based support, which adds on, right? So yeah, these are the benefits that this integration can offer to you. Now I hand it over to Modi, who would basically dwell into the practical part, which I believe most of you are here for. So Modi, over to you. Just go ahead and take it forward.
Cool. Thank you, Vishal, and thank you everyone for waiting on this. So let me just quickly jump on to the demo itself. Just give me a minute. I'll just start sharing my Squadcast and then the service streams. Yeah, so again, you would have seen like what are all the capabilities of this particular integration. I'll just cover what are all the items that you can really do in real time in both of the platforms, right? So I'll start with the execution part, and later I'll cover like how you can set this up so that you will also get some clarity about how these things work hand in hand, right? So start off with, I'll just create a incident on Squadcast. Let's say I'll just put this as this incident is from Squadcast. So like I mentioned before, everything is set up right now. So as and when I create an incident for a particular service on Squadcast, you could see, so this is the listing page on Squadcast. You could see all the incidents that are created from the monitoring tools and also through the UI. I'll just open this incident. Here you could see there is a ServiceNow incident already created automatically for this Squadcast incident. And also you'll be having a redirection to the ServiceNow incident. I'll just open that. So, all right. So we are now seeing that Squadcast incident that we created on the Squadcast platform being pushed to ServiceNow. You could see all the other incident related details like which is the escalation policy that is assigned to this incident, and which is the configuration item that is mapped to the Squadcast service for which the incident is created for. And also I could see the Squadcast ID of the incident. And if I scroll down here, I could see what are all the details that I received from Squadcast for this particular incident itself, right? So with this integration, like Rahul rightly pointed out, you can do like multiple actions, and every actions are actually synced. Say for an example, if I want to add a note on ServiceNow incident, right? So this note is added from SA. I'll just click on post. So you could see this particular note is being pushed to Squadcast. So if I actually go here and then I see the node that I created on ServiceNow will actually reflect here. You could see like the node has come here, let's say, and also I can add any node here. Let's say this node is added from SQ, right? So during critical incidents, you will be sharing information in either of the two. It's important for you to know like what are all the items that happen for that particular incident, because these conversations are going to be really helpful when you do your postmortems or when you work on this incident later and at your end, right? So you could see this is the node that I added on Squadcast that has actually come to ServiceNow itself. So this is just a one particular thing that I talked about, and also what I can do from ServiceNow, I can create communication channels. So communication channel for the sake, say for an example, if I want to have a dedicated Slack room created for this particular incident, I'll just click on Slack. Let's say for an example, testing and the time is the channel name that I'm actually giving. I'll click on save. Then you could see like the Slack channel has been successfully created. I just click on this link here. That's it. So I will be redirected to the Slack channel that is created specifically for that incident. You could see this is the Slack channel created by Squadcast for that incident for you. Again, you did this directly from ServiceNow. You don't have to do any sort of actions in order for you to do this. Say if I'm adding a note here, note from Slack, I'll just click on submit. That's it. The note is added to the incident. I'll just go to ServiceNow. So here I could see that information. There you go. This is the node that I added on Slack. So all the tools that you use, right? Either it can be Squadcast or Slack or ServiceNow for that matter. All the information are in sync, and every information is actually flowing between tools. You don't have to manually push this information from one tool to the another for your use cases when you handle your critical incidents, right? And to talk about communication channels, you can also have your own video conference or chat room links directly created from a ServiceNow itself. Say if this is the link that I want my team to be in for video conferencing, I just put Gmeet, and then I'll click on save. Again, yeah, the communication channel created successfully, and I can see the Gmeet created for this incident. I can just access this link. And also, if I go to Squadcast, here also I could see this is the Slack channel that we created for this incident, and this is the communication channel that we added. Not just this, not just the creation. When you update a communication channel on Squadcast, let's say if I'm changing this to MS Teams Meet, right? So all these information will also be in sync. I'll just come here and then I'll click on communication channels. Here you could see like the title is being updated. This is one such action that you can do. And in Squadcast, there is a powerful functionality called webhooks, wherein you can hook in your scripts or anything you would like to run on your server or anything. You can straight away trigger that particular webhook on Squadcast so that Squadcast will call that API and then run the script for you, right? So that you can straight away perform that action from ServiceNow. I'll click on this button. So this will give me the list of webhooks available for this incident. So right now, you could see there's a webhook available called restart the server. When I just click on that and then click on trigger, you could see the webhook trigger successfully for this incident. And then you can also see who performed the action on the work notes of ServiceNow, right? So these are all the functionalities that would really help you in case if you are dealing with a really high severity incident. So like it's not time consuming process for you, right? And also we have attachment sync. You can attach any file into this ServiceNow incident that will also reflect on Squadcast. So we have seen the most or what are all the other items that you will be working on incidents in real time. Now comes the important part, that is like changing the statuses of the incident. That is going to be really critical to keep incidents informed across tools, right? Say if I'm moving this incident to in progress on ServiceNow, right? I'll just do this. Here you could see the incident status in progress. If I move to Squadcast, you could see the incident is moved to acknowledge status, acknowledge state. You could see who performed this action, because Modi is the user on ServiceNow who acknowledged the incident. You could see the same user on Squadcast, right? And also I can reassign incident that will reflect there. Also, I can resolve the incident from Squadcast. So once the incident is resolved, I can just go here and then you could see the incident on ServiceNow is also resolved. Yeah, so these are all the syncing part. Let me cover how creating incidents on one tool creating incidents on ServiceNow will be pushed into Squadcast. So I've already set up a query in this particular API configuration page. So again, this is the page that you have to perform all your configuration for this particular integration. Installing the application in your ServiceNow instance and what steps you have to follow is everything there on our documentation. We will be sharing the documentation at the end of the webinar and also through emails. You can also just visit support.squadcast.com and then you can just go to that ServiceNow documentation and that will give you a sort of idea how you can do all sort of things. On the left navigation bar, I'll just type Squadcast because the application is already installed in this instance. I could see all the pages that are available for this particular application. The Squadcast incidents and then API config page, like I mentioned, this is the page wherein you will be performing all your configuration and then setting up the integration itself. Right. So here I've given a query, enter the query for automatic incident creation in Squadcast for ServiceNow incidents. So here I've written, right, so whenever there's an incident created in ServiceNow, which does not have a Squadcast ID, right? In that case, just push that incident to Squadcast. So which means any incident created in ServiceNow will go to Squadcast. I'll just show you that. I'll go to Squadcast incidents. I'll create a new entry. I'll update the caller as myself, Modinal. Let's search for the user. I picked it up. I'll add the configuration item. So here I have to select the configuration item that is already mapped to a Squadcast service. If I select any other configuration item, the incident mapping will not work, and that particular incident will not be pushed to Squadcast. Right? I'll just give a description like this incident is created from SN, and that's it. I'll just click on submit. Okay, so that incident is created on the ServiceNow platform. I can see that incident. Let me just open it. There you go. You could see the Squadcast ID of the incident, and also you could see the escalation policies automatically populated based on the service that I've selected on ServiceNow, right? So again, I just navigated from ServiceNow to Squadcast to see the incident, and this is the incident that I created from ServiceNow. Again, I can perform all the actions. Let's say if I acknowledge this, I'll just come here. You could see the assigned to is Modi, and then the incident state is Moto in progress. Yeah, so this is how this integration works. Let me now cover the configuration part. So for that, first, what I have to do. So first, for you to like create two users. So one, you have to create a user account on ServiceNow. So that user should be having minimum permissions. And also that user should be having incident handling capability. So he has to be the particular user should have incident manager as their role to perform certain actions on the ServiceNow incidents. Right. Likewise, on Squadcast, you have to create a user for this particular integration. Right. So right now we could see I've created a user for this particular specific integration. So, and that particular user that you created on Squadcast should have access to all the teams which are available on Squadcast, or at least for the teams that you would wish to have this integration accessible, right? So say for an example, if I just want to have my default team on Squadcast should access this integration, then the user that I created on Squadcast should have all the permissions to this particular default team, right? Then I have to create a token for this user. I'll just come to API token and I click on assign new token. And then here I'll select the user because I've already created an API token for this user. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'll just keep this aside and then I'll copy and then store it in my notes. Now I'll go to extension. So here there is a new tile called ServiceNow. Since this is already integrated, I'm seeing the integrated batch and then it says reconfigure. If you're integrating for the first time, you will see an integrate button similar to what you're seeing for JS Server, right? I'll click on reconfigure. Here you can enable or disable the integration. You have to enter the ServiceNow domain name here. And then you have to specify how you would like to sync incidents to ServiceNow. If I opted for automatic, so whenever there's an incident created in Squadcast, automatically the ServiceNow incident will be created by this application, right? If I opt for the manual option, I can choose to specify for which incident or for which Squadcast incident I would like to create a ServiceNow incident manually. I'll show you in a bit like how this can be done. This is like an ad hoc process. Not for all Squadcast incidents, the ServiceNow incidents will be created only for specific incident that if you wish to create, you can go ahead and create that ServiceNow incident, right? And then you have to provide the ServiceNow username and the password. Let's just quickly check if the given details are right. I'll just click on test configuration. If the given details are right, you will see a successful message. Say if I've entered any wrong information, you could see that test configuration failed. Please retry. Let me give the correct information so that the integration will work for us. And then you will be given with an ServiceNow integration key. Just copy this key as well and then update it. So that's it. In Squadcast, this is the setup that you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. On ServiceNow, you have to paste the API token of the user that you copied and also the integration key that you copied from Squadcast. You can specify what is the name of the user, just for your reference. In case in later point in time, you might wonder like which is the API token that I pasted here, right? Just for your information, you can just enter the username here. All right. And if I perform test configuration, this will actually give me like, okay, that given details are right, which means the test connection is successful. Let me cover the other items on this configuration page. So this particular extension will also have one additional capability where, let's say, if you're going to use Squadcast for the first time, and then you have been using ServiceNow for a long time, right? In this case, you don't have to manually create all the basic entities within Squadcast platform. So this integration will allow you to push your ServiceNow users to Squadcast, push your assignment groups from ServiceNow to Squadcast, and your configuration items that you have already been handling on ServiceNow, you can just push them to ServiceNow. Push them to Squadcast. When you enable these options, you can easily push those items from ServiceNow to Squadcast. Also, if you enable this option, right, like allow Squadcast squads to be auto-mapped to ServiceNow group, if the name of the ServiceNow group and the name of the existing Squadcast group matches, then we will do the auto mapping for you because the mapping should exist for you to handle the incidents, right? Then you can retrieve teams, you can mark the required teams, and then you can retrieve users, squads, webhooks, and escalation policies. I've already retrieved all this information, so I can show you the stored information on ServiceNow. So I'll just go to Squadcast team. So this is the team that this is the only team that I've right now have on Squadcast, and that team is pushed to ServiceNow. And also I could see the squads which are there on Squadcast, and then the users, right? So when you click on the retrieve users, we will be mapping users based on the email ID. So previously you would have seen like Modi taken an action on ServiceNow. In Squadcast also it reflected like Modi has taken the action. How that is done? That is basically done with the user mapping. So the user mapping is done with the help of the email ID. If the email address of the Squadcast user matches the email address of the ServiceNow user, we will just populate this Squadcast ID and then the user role for that particular user, so that again this user can perform that action on the other tool. I can see all the retrieved webhooks on this page, and then the escalation policies. So these are all the retrieved information that I actually push from Squadcast. Say, if I would like to push some users from ServiceNow to Squadcast, right now all the users are pushed to Squadcast. Let's say, let's assume this user is not there on Squadcast, and if you would like to push, right? I've selected these 3 users. There is a button called push users to Squadcast. I can just click that. Yeah, so you could see right now all these users are already there on the platform. That's it. It's right. You cannot push again, but again, that is how you would be. You should be pushing users from Squadcast to ServiceNow. And then the next thing for me to talk about is the Squadcast services. There's a specific page called service configuration page. So here, this page will help you to club, help you to map the existing configuration items which are there on ServiceNow with the Squadcast services which are there on Squadcast. If the name of the configuration item and the service, Squadcast service matches, we will do the auto mapping. Else, for if some of the services you would like to do the mapping on your own, right? So you can just click on the service, and for each service there is a field called configuration item. I can just click on that, and then I can select the configuration item that I would like to map for this particular Squadcast service, right? And then now I'll quickly show you how you can push your configuration items from ServiceNow to Squadcast. Let's say, for an example, I'll just select any one of the services here. Okay, so these are all the configuration items that are available, right? Let's say if I want to push this SAP materials management and then SAP controlling to Squadcast, I'll just select those. I'll then click on action on selected rows. There is an option called push CI to Squadcast. Just click that. Then you have to enter in which team you would like to push these configuration items, and then what should be the default escalation policy for these configuration items. I can select whichever the escalation policy. Let's say I'll go with computers escalation policy, and then I'll click on submit. There you go. So the services, or sorry, the configuration items are pushed to Squadcast. If I navigate to Squadcast and go to services, yeah, so here I could see SAP controlling and then SAP material management that right now we push from ServiceNow or reflecting on Squadcast, and you could also see the selected escalation policy. That is so that covers the most part of the integration. Let me just cover the last bit of this integration, that is Squadcast inbound configuration. So what this particular configuration rules will help you in your incident management. It's like, say for an example, there is okay, in Squadcast you will be getting a lot of information from your alert sources, right? Say there is a field that is available for that incident. Example, you are running a cosmetic company, or you're running a big a chain of companies, and each incident will be having location of at where this particular incident has occurred. Let's say the store in Los Angeles is running out of stock, right? So that Los Angeles has to be included in any of your incident fields on ServiceNow. So that information is going to be there on the Squadcast payload. Here you can just create a rule saying, hey, whenever the Squadcast payload, okay, just go through the Squadcast payload, and whenever the Squadcast payload contains the field location, just take this particular value and then map it to existing ServiceNow incident field. So that is how this inbound configuration will help you in your incident management process. That's it. I covered the overview of the integration itself. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions on the comment. And also, you can just explore these integration just by signing up to Squadcast. So again, you can sign up for free and then test out all this capabilities of this integration. Over to you, Vishal.
Hey, thank you, Modi. That was quite a detailed demonstration. I hope the folks enjoyed it. Okay, here's a quick audience poll. Now that we've talked about the benefits of this integration, we'd like to know what are the features or capabilities of this feature that you think would benefit your team the most when it comes to improving your incident management efficiency. You have few options here, the bidirectional integration, right? Incident creation rather, and real-time status sync, seamless information sharing. You have customizable workflows, unified communication channels. And if you feel more than one feature benefits you, you can select those, or also just go ahead and tap on all the above, right? So go ahead and vote for the poll. And there you go, folks. You can go ahead and start your voting. Okay, enough of questions and polls from our end. In case if you folks have any questions, now is your time. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat and we'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Okay, the floor is open for you folks. Okay, I see a question in here already. Modi, would you like to take this question? I'll quickly direct it towards you.
Yeah, sure. So the first question is about when would this integration go live? Yeah, so this is already in production. You can just sign into Squadcast, and if you're already using Squadcast, and if you're on the enterprise plan, you can just go ahead and then explore this integration. And if you're on the lower plans on Squadcast, and if you would wish to have this integration check out, you can just reach out to our support or the sales team. We would be happy to give you access to the enterprise account for the trial period. You can test the integration.
Great. I hope that answers the question. Hey, Modi, here's another one. It says, how does the integration handle data privacy and security, especially with sensitive data being exchanged between ServiceNow and Squadcast?
Got it. Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So Squadcast is actually GDPR compliant and also ISO certified company, and also we are NOC 2 and SOC 2 compliant. So all the data that you are sharing with us, it's actually the incident related information that is going to be with the Squadcast, and then again, it's not going to be stored or shared with anyone, any third parties.
Okay, here's another important question I feel, a basic one, but an important one. Are there any specific ServiceNow versions or editions required to enable this integration, or is it compatible across all versions?
Okay, so this particular version, this particular app is with the last two versions of ServiceNow. There is Ura and Windows.
Wonderful. And finally, there's one question that says, are there any additional costs involved to add this integration to ServiceNow?
No, there are no additional costs involved for this integration, or if you like to use the integration, you just have to be on the enterprise plan on Squadcast. That's it. No additional payment or add-ons that you have to pay on top of your existing subscription to access this integration.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Modi, for answering all those questions. I think we are done with the Q&A bit.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on, let's just go ahead and take a look at the pointers that we've covered so that we can let you off to probably go ahead and enjoy your time without all the webinar. Okay, so what are the key takeaways? So we quickly looked into some of the challenges or struggles when it comes to traditional incident management, right? Like siloed information, manual effort, and inconsistent workflows. Then we talked about the benefits in terms of seamless communication and data syncing capabilities that the integration has to offer to us. Unified experience in terms of connecting both the platforms together, and some automation capabilities and streamlining workflows as well. We also looked into how it helps you improve your efficiency, effectiveness, and collaboration, and then talked about some benefits in terms of faster response times and reduced downtime, improved resolution that aims towards customer satisfaction, and finally, enhanced team collaboration and operational efficiency. Okay, that's that then. And in case if you are new to Squadcast, Squadcast is the reliability workflow platform that brings in all the three important aspects of on-call alerting, incident management, and SRE workflows under one roof. So if you wish to give it a try, make sure you check out a free trial and send messages to our support team in case if you have any questions, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, that's it from our end. I hope that you folks had a good time in this session. You can always reach out to our support like we've mentioned in this webinar in case if you have any questions. And since this session is being recorded, if you missed it or a part of it, we'll ensure that the recording reaches you in next few working days. Once again, thank you all and have a good day.